Zach, lanky kid. Looks like he got some good movement. Going to have that tail-in fastball to the right-handers. And look, we're going to get a look at his curveball right here.
Yeah, Zach Millett and Jackson Jensen both tied for the team high in innings pitched at 41. He also leads the team, Zach Millett does, in strikeouts, 62 overall. He's got the 21 walks. His record is 4-3 overall with a 3.41 ERA. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm not sure who Coach Jacobson thinks is number one versus number two, but looks like they've got two pitchers right there that could be 1 and 2 either way.
You look at their opposition. Played Lehigh, Syracuse, Spanish Fork, which is always a good ball club.
Leading off for the Trojans, number 1.
Here we go. Coming to bat be the Cameron Talbot, Benton Palmer, and Brigham Spence. Zach Millett. So it'll be right on right. Cameron Talbot, we got.
Yeah, Cameron Talbot, 280 batting average with 8 RBIs.
There we go. First pitch for Millett. Right there, strike one. We talked about the importance, and we've seen it in that last ball game of getting ahead.
Absolutely. You've got to throw strikes and get ahead early in the count, and those pitchers that do, it really bodes well not only for them but their team.
Zach Millett got some good zip on the baseball, but second pitch is upstairs for ball one. Scoreboard must be having some problems there. Yep, there they got it. They caught up with us now. He heard us. Next curveball, that dandy looking curveball right there. Big late break on that curveball.
Yeah, Millett looks like he's dialed in out there.
The old yacker, as Nolan Ryan would call it, that weld them in their cleats curveball. Comes back with the fastball. Cameron Talbot lucky to catch up with that one.
Yeah, good job swinging right there and battling on that fastball. A little bit up in the zone, but he fouled it off straight back. And, you know, he's probably going to see a curveball here or something off speed.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, how about something through the ear hole in the helmet just about.
You know, that's what's good about pitchers is, you know, typically you might, after the fastball high right there, you might see it, but instead he tried to climb the ladder and even come up and in more so and see if he couldn't get him to chase.
After that big curveball, he come up there just a little bit too far inside.
Yep, Talbot laid off it.
So 2-2. That's it towards the right side. First baseman is going to pick that up. Brady Anderson with the put out all by himself. He says, "Fellers, I got it for out number 1 on the G3." Go again. Every position on the field has a number. Pitcher 1, catcher 2, first to third, 3, 4, 5, shortstop 6, outfield left to right, 7, 8, and 9. So the G3 is the ground out to the first baseman. Zach Millett going to face Benton Palmer, 322 hitter with 11 runs driven in. First pitch, fastball upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Benton Palmer, he'll be playing right field for the Trojans today.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. He started to swing, he started to hold up, and he finished the swing. So
yeah, I'm not sure if he was expecting something else, but that fastball got past him pretty quick.
That one's hit towards the first baseman, comes in and grabs it real quick while it's still foul.
Yeah, and that was a fastball in on the hands, and instead of just pulling his hands through and getting inside the baseball and driving that into left field, he tried to inside-out swing that one and got it off the handle, jammed himself pretty bad, but hit it foul down the first baseline.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Ooh, threw one by him.
Yeah, nice pitch from Millett just to go with the heater down the middle and gets Benton Palmer to swing right through that one for strike 3.
First strikeout. That's going to bring up Brigham Spence, 346 hitter with 22 RBIs from the right-hand side. So right on right here. First pitch to Brigham on its way. Curveball. Right there, strike 1. Brigham looks down at Coates. Steps in. We're ready to go. Millet set. Here's the pitch, another curveball. That's lifted to center field. Trent Ludlow right there, though, for out number 3 on the F8. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base after half inning of play. The Morgan Trojans failed to score. We'll be back on KSL Sports and TeamHive.live from Larry H. Miller Field.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field on the campus of Brigham Young University. 3A state baseball. Morgan Trojans versus the Canyon View Falcons. Morgan came up empty in their first half of the first inning, so it's Canyon View's chance. Beck Sheffield on the mound for the Morgan Trojans, comes in with a 4.42 ERA in 31 2/3 innings pitched. 24 balls, 26 strikeouts with a 4-2 record. He'll face Trent Ludlow, Asher Slack, and Cameron Calvez. So, started today thinking that we had the day off, Nolan, and going to do 2A baseball and tomorrow, and which we will. South Sevier versus Monticello in Monroe, but got the call. Mother Nature shifted things on us. So Beck Sheffield's going to face Trent Ludlow, a .398 hitter with 27 runs driven in. Leadoff hitter for Coach Jason Jacobson. First pitch. Stays upstairs for ball 1. Beck Sheffield come right straight down over the top.
Yeah, Ludlow, the .398 hitter with 27 RBIs. Leads the team as the leadoff hitter with RBIs.
Hit towards the right-hand side, right fielder, Benton Palmer. Did he drop that?
No, he caught that.
Oh, I seen a runner keep on. So I'm just going to race around here and say.
He wanted to show off them cleats. Take a look at those things, man. Those are kind of a light pink maybe, but they're good-looking cleats from up here.
He ain't going to sneak up on anybody, is he? I could hear them clear up here. So that's going to bring up Asher Slack after the F9.
Yeah, and that ball was hit well, but just right at the right fielder, and nice job out there with Benton Palmer making the catch.
Right on right. That one fouled off to the right-hand side. For strike 1, Asher Slack, 364, 8 driven in.
Slack just a junior for this Canyon View Falcon team, playing shortstop.
So the 0-1 pitch to Asher Slack. That one stays upstairs. That'll even things up at 1-1.
Slack looking down there at Coach Jacobson, and no signs given. Just get in there and hit the ball.
Next pitch, curveball.
A good-looking pitch right there from Sheffield right there on that curveball. That was a good-looking pitch. Started on the inside part of the plate and broke it right over the inside corner.
About called him Chef Beckfield.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch. That's hit to the right-hand side. A good running catch there by the first baseman, Ben Harden, for the L3 and the second out.
I'll tell you what, Willie. You know, this is a good sign for Canyon View, even though they've got out in those last two hits. Ludlow doing a nice job of hitting that hard to right field. Slack takes the curveball, hits it that way. The first baseman makes a nice play going to that 4-3 hole. But eventually those are going to start finding holes, but they're putting good bats on the ball.
Catcher Cameron Calvez up next. He takes the first curveball for strike one. Yeah, you're right. Just the difference from the home team in the last ball game. They couldn't solve the mystery of Wade Stilson till like the fifth inning.
Yeah,
Next pitch upstairs.
And I got to correct myself. I said that Ludlow led the team in RBIs. He's second to Cameron Calvez with 33.
Cameron, a 434 hitter. The big swing there. But came up empty.
Yeah, that's that good curveball again where both Ludlow and Slack went with that pitch. Calvez tried to pull that one and pulled right off it.
Next pitch, another curveball coming back here towards us to even things up. Yep, you bring that up just a little bit more, that curveball that he swung at, and it might have a different result, but that got just down and out enough he swung over it.
Yeah, and I'm Beck Sheffield out there on the mound looks like he's in good control out there and got good rhythm.
Another good swing on the ball, just fouled it off here. I did not get the home runs, I don't think, listed for the Canyon View Falcons. But I think Calvez has a couple. Yeah, so they would be right here on this one, and I did not put him down. Next pitch, another curveball stays upstairs. That'll even things up at 2-2. Be the seventh pitch in the at-bat, though, to Calvez. Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs. Curveball, that's hit pretty good. Left center field. On the runs, Brigham Spence, and he's going to catch it for out number 3. So the F8. Deja vu all over again. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. After one complete, it's 0-0. We'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field on TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Willie Akers and Nolan Anderson back here at TeamHive.live, KSLSports.com. We're at Larry H. Miller Field and Brigham Young campus. 3A baseball, Canyon View and Morgan Trojans. They're locked up in a 0-0 battle. We're going into the top of the second inning. Zach Millett will face Ben Harden, Luke Bowerly, and Beck Sheffield. 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters. Put them down in order in the first inning. Both teams, same way. Beck Sheffield set the Canyon View Falcons down. 1, 2, 3. Warm-up pitch is done. Looks like we're just moments away from first pitch of the top of the second inning. Coming to bat will be Ben Harden, 443 hitter with 32 runs driven in. Leads the team in RBIs.
Yeah, Ben Harden, the first baseman.
So Millett looks in, he's got the sign. Here's the pitch. Fastball. Down for ball 1.
Yeah, Millett looked pretty good that first inning and had good command of his fastball and was able to mix in that curveball, do a nice job. Looking to do that same thing here in the second inning. sit the Trojans down in order.
Next pitch. That's lifted to center field. Center fielder Trent Ludlow. He's there. Got it for out number 1, the F8.
That's one thing here, you know, not just here, but any big field, right? Fly balls to the outfield, especially, you know, you've got some good speed in the outfield. They got lots of room to run and make those plays. You've got to get under, instead of getting underneath the ball and lifting it, you got to get on top and hit nice line drives and try to find some holes and some gaps.
Yeah, get a carpet gapper here. You can run for all day. First pitch to Luke Barley. Swing and a miss, fouled back.
Yeah, and he's batting from the left-hand side right here as the 5-hitter.
440, a home run, and 23 runs driven in. Millett looks in, he's got the sign. There we go. Oh, that was inside.
That might have got the umpire too. I think it did. Catcher missed it once again. We seen that earlier in that Grantsville-Embry game where it ricocheted off the umpire's shin guard and went over to the first base dugout. That one pretty much stayed there, but
and that cost Grantsville too, because
it did.
Embry got moved
2 bases on it.
2 bases on that. So Millett's ready to go. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch. Gonna get the corner. Strike 2.
Yeah, good looking pitch right there on that outside part of the plate. Just challenged him with the fastball, and you know, Bowerly just looked at it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Swing and a miss on the same pitch. He might have run the ladder just a little bit on that one, but it gets the K. Out number 2, the second strikeout.
Yeah, nice job just hitting spots. You could see the catcher Calvez calling for that pitch up. He wanted it up, and you know, so far really good command of the fastball from Millett, and he hits a spot.
Beck Sheffield, 423, a home run, 26 driven in. First pitch, curveball. Strike 1.
Good looking curveball for first pitch strike right there to Sheffield.
Sheffield, the opposing pitcher. 0-1, 2 outs here. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, he just threw that one by him.
Yeah, he did. If you're Millett and you learned anything from that last pitch right there, you're probably going to come back and try to even climb the ladder and bring the heat once again, not slow anything down, let Sheffield catch up to it.
Does just that, but Sheffield holds off.
It was a delayed called strike 3, but yeah, Calvez was throwing that one around the horn. The umpire rung him up on called 3rd strike.
Well, so no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. So after 1.5, it's still 0-0 with Canview coming to bat. We're on Larry H. Miller Field here at Brigham Young University on TeamHive.live and KSL Sports. We'll be back.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renew.
Well, the Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. Brady Anderson takes ball 1 from Beck Sheffield. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Canyon View at bat. Next pitch from Sheffield's hit towards center field. Center fielder Trent Ludlow coming in, or Brigham spins, I'm sorry. Ludlow's opposing center fielder, so the F8 for out number 1.
Yeah, good looking swing from Brady Anderson right there from the left-hand side, but just kind of, he didn't quite get all of that and didn't get enough to where that dropped in front of the center fielder, Brigham Spence.
So that brings up Zach Main, takes ball 1 high. Next pitch. Outside for ball 2.
So far, neither team able to get a runner on base, and right now Maine got a good opportunity. Hitters count 2-0, or see if he can't go to ball 3 right here.
Here's the pitch. Nope, fouls that one straight back here over our head.
That curveball, and Maine was ready for it. Just got under a little bit and fouled it straight back, but a good swing. So far, the Canyon View Falcons have put good swings on some balls, just hit them right at people.
Yep, hit right back at Sheffield. He's going to go to first for the 1-3 put out number 2.
Yeah, and that ball was hit hard too, just like you said, right back at Sheffield, and he does a nice job to field it and flip it over to the first baseman, Ben Harden.
Chandler McClellan comes up hitting .316 with 13 RBIs. First pitch from Sheffield. On the way, stays up for ball 1.
McClellan, the second baseman for the Falcons, just a junior.
The 1-0 in the dirt for ball 2.
Back-to-back hitters where Sheffield's fallen behind 2-0. Was able to come back and get Maine on the ground out.
Next pitch, hit towards the right side. Right fielder, Benton Palmer, right there. Oh, drops the baseball.
Yeah, right in his glove. It's almost like he was ready to, I don't know, chance or maybe a replay at all to see exactly what happened, but it looked like he just caught it and dropped it, not able to get a replay, but yeah, literally caught it and just dropped it.
I've got it caught in the lights. You don't know how many night games the fellows have seen here so far this season, but that'll bring up Jake Thomas.
And that's the first base runner for either team so far, as McClellan gets on the E9 and then able to get to second base as that ball was dropped by Benton Palmer.
So Jake Thomas has 2 home runs on the season. Takes ball 1 upstairs. I'm trying to catch up here, folks.
Yeah, Thomas also with the chance to not only get the first hit of the game, but get an RBI and get the first run across for the Canyon View Falcons.
So the 1-0 pitch. Sheffield looking back, towing around out there. Curveball stays upstairs, ball 2.
Yeah, just up in the zone, and first time for Sheffield to throw with a runner on base, so thrown out of the stretch, and 3 straight batters now where he's fallen behind 2-0.
That's not a good streak. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That was hit foul towards the Morgan dugout for strike 1.
And these Canyon View hitters being aggressive in hitters count situations. Right there, 2-0, and Thomas was taking a healthy hack at it.
So the 2-1 pitch on its way. That's hit, lifted to the right-hand side. Could be trouble with the first baseman. Ben Anderson goes out there, or Ben Harden out there, takes it himself for the P3 in the 3rd out. But no runs on no hits. There was 1 error and there was 1 runner left on base. So after 2 complete, still 0-0. We'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field at teamhive.live and KSLsports.com.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field. Canyon View Falcons versus the Morgan Trojans. Morgan coming to bat in the top of the third. 0-2 to Ryder Waldron from Zach Millett. The 0-2 pitch. Ooh, bring him up. Delayed, another one of them delayed. I wish that guy just get out there and do his job early.
He's probably saying it so that, because by the reaction you can see that they knew that was strike three, but it's the arm actions.
Team Hive.live, we're going to get him to mic up the umpire if he keeps this kind of stuff up.
A great pitch from Millett, though. You know, just come with the fastball, throwing downhill, and
George Jensen hits one towards the third baseman, Jaron Bradshaw up. Strike across the diamond to Brady Anderson for the 5-3 put out in the second out of the inning.
Yeah, so far Millett just sitting them down in order, 3 up, 3 down in the first inning and in the second inning, and so far got the first 2 outs here on the first 2 batters in the third inning.
That's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Trekker Jones, 265, 6 driven in. Zach Millen dealing. Upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Trekker Jones coming in with a 265 batting average, 6 RBIs. He's a 9 hitter playing left field.
Next pitch in the dirt, gets away from Cameron Calvez for ball 2. No hits yet in the ball game. See who breaks through first here.
Yeah.
Do have the 1 error on Morgan in that last inning. Next pitch, right there, that's going towards the third baseman. Bradshaw up, throws a strike across the down for the 5-3 put out. He says, fellas, I got this. Just meet me in the dugout. No runs. No hits, no errors, nobody left on. After 3 complete, 0-0, we'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio. No, we're not a Mid-Utah. We're on TeamHive.live. I knew I would do that, Joe, and KSLSports.com.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
All righty, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. Canyon View will bring Zach Millett, Jaron Bradshaw, and Trent Ludlow to bat, facing Beck Sheffield. We're in the bottom of the third inning of a 0-0 ball game. First pitch to Millett. Down low for ball one. Millett, 367 hitter, a home run, and 9 runs driven in on the season. Pitcher, a record for the Canyon View Falcons right now. Next pitch. He lifts that one sky high. Second baseman Ryder Waldron's calling for it. He's got it for the P4. Out number 1.
Yeah, that's a big out for Morgan and for the second baseman right there, Waldron, to make that play, because the last out of the last inning for Morgan was the one where the first baseman called it because second baseman Waldron didn't know where it was, so it was Ben Harden who had to call him off and go make the play on that pop-up.
First pitch to Jaron Bradshaw, who's been showing off that cannon of an arm he's got at third base, is ball 1. Yeah, we don't know how many times kids have had an opportunity to play under the lights here. It is different.
Yeah, Bradshaw, another junior for this Canyon View team. They got a lot of juniors. I got a few seniors, but a lot of juniors in the lineup.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, pitch. Curveball misses. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3A baseball. There's the pitch. Ooh, swings over the top of a nice off-speed pitch from Beck Sheffield, even things up 2-2. Sheffield came in with 26 pitches through the first 2 innings. Misses with the curveball. Count goes full.
I think that's our first full count.
Yes, it is. Joe's on top of things over there, keeping us on thing. That's our first full count, he says.
Yeah, just looking at the lineup,
I'm going to take my book over there to him. I'm going to go take a nap. Next pitch. Fouled right back at Joe, as a matter of fact.
Canyon View starting 6 juniors, 2 seniors, and a sophomore.
Ooh.
So relatively young for this Canyon View Falcon team. Coach Jacobson does a great job down there.
Been there a while.
Yeah, one of the longest tenured head coaches in at the same school here in Utah.
Yep, full count here. Jaron Bradshaw, 254 hitter, a home run, 8 driven in. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout for Beck Sheffield. Came in with 26 strikeouts, 24 base on balls.
Yeah, and Ludlow back to the top of the order for Canyon View. He's probably one of the hottest hitters they've got in the lineup right now. Just finished,
yep.
Finished the season though super strong and hitting with power as well.
Yep, 398 hitter, 3 home runs. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Drove in 27 runs during the season. From the leadoff spot, that's not a bad advantage for Canyon View. Takes the next one upstairs as well.
Yeah, good patient hitter, knows what he's looking for when he steps in the box, and he makes the pitchers pay when he gets it.
When he can look for something right here where he likes it. And he liked that one, hit it past the second baseman out into right field. Minton Palmer picks it up, gets it back in, but there's the first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, continues that hot streak. And yeah, first hit for either team in this game, and now you got the runner on first base with 2 outs and a chance maybe even to steal a base, and then give Asher Slack a chance to drive in a run.
We got stolen bases for him.
Ludlow's got 10 stolen bases on the season.
10 stolen bases, so he's a threat.
And he leads the team. They've only got 40 as a team, but overall, not a lot of them stealing bases. But the next closest to him is McClellan with 6.
First pitch. Well, if you hit the ball at a clip like they've been doing,
yeah.
may not need many stolen bases. The 1-0 pitch. That's going to get through the 5-6 hole for back-to-back hits.
Well, sometimes that's all it takes.
That ball gets over. And he's going to come all the way home. First score of the ball game is going to come on a throwing error.
Yep, base hit into left field, and then when you get careless and don't hit a cutoff or throw the ball where you're supposed to and knock it down, that ball got all the way here to the backstop and allowed Ludlow to come around and score, and Slack goes clear to third base. So now Canyon View with the chance to tack on another run.
Yeah, when you overthrow like that, you got to remember you're playing on carpet here. That ball's going to speed up, and the catcher just couldn't, Luke Barley just couldn't get there to it in time to back it up, and had, like I said, got by him all the way to the backstop. Strike one to Cameron Calvez. Calvez is a dangerous man, 434, 7 home runs to lead the team, 33 RBIs to lead the team as well.
Yeah, and he squared it up, hit it right to the center fielder, but he squared it up his last time up.
Here's the pitch. Ooh, he liked that curveball that Beck Sheffield left up just a little bit. Didn't fool him a bit. He just got under it.
Yeah, he's he's wishing he had that pitch back because he just missed it. But I felt like as you saw the swings that Canyon View was putting on it the first time through the lineup off of Sheffield, they were hitting him well, but just right at people. It was a matter of time before they start hitting the holes.
Yeah, just a matter of time. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Who hits that right at the first baseman, who stumbles. He's going to get the out, but that's the third out. So the G3 will end things, but Canyon View scores 1 run. They do it on 2 hits. There was 1 error, second error of the ball game, and 1 runner left on base. After 3 complete, it's 1-0 Canyon View. We'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field on TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, going to the top of the 4th inning here at Larry H. Miller Field on the campus of Brigham Young University for 3A state baseball bracket play. Number 3, Canyon View. Or number 4, Canyon View. What are they?
4.
Number 4. Number 4, Canyon View. And number 5, Morgan Trojans. And right now the Canyon View Falcons hold the 1-0 lead. They'll come to bat for the Morgan Trojans will be the 1-2-3 hitter. Cameron Talbot, Benton Palmer, and Brigham Spins. Cameron Talbot grounded out the first baseman his first time up. Comes in hitting .280 with 8 driven in. Zach Millett still dealing a no-hitter going into the top of the 4th inning here. First pitch. Up and away for ball 1.
Yeah, Millett, he likes to throw out of the stretch regardless of whether there's a runner on base, and so gets him a chance to really get a lot of leverage on that backside and push off hard.
Oh, that's going to get the hitter. Well, there's some advantage to that, too. You don't have to switch. You're not pitching in an uncomfortable position when you do get runners on.
Yep, and right there, he just kind of let that curveball slip out, and that's a first base runner for Morgan as he hits the batter.
So that'll bring up Benton Palmer, 322 hitter with 11 runs driven in. He struck out his first time up. Good lead off there from Cameron Talbot. First pitch, strike one.
You know, once again, Willie, the pitchers that have got ahead, throw first pitch strike, have had great success, been able to command their pitches, and been able to control, for the most part, each at-bat.
Yep, Talbot with 7 stolen bases as a threat to go. Squares the bunt, puts the ball down on the ground. Good bunt, going to work for the sacrifice on the 5-3 put out, but that'll move the runner.
Yeah, good execution from Benton Palmer and the Morgan Trojans to execute the sacrifice bunt, move the runner, gets him down to second base safely, and now it brings up your 3, 4, or 5 hitters with a chance with one out to try to drive in that run and tie this game back up.
Brigham Spence, 346-22 driven in, and Ben Harton, 443 and 32. So got a good shot. Got 2 whacks at it with just the 1 out, and good speed at second base. First pitch to Harden from Millett. Just stays outside for ball 1.
Yep, kind of work that outside part of the plate with the 3-hitter. Don't want to get him anything in his wheelhouse.
Curveball stays up. For those at home may be wondering what a wheelhouse is, it's not something on the vehicle, it's something that the hitter at the plate likes.
Absolutely, and right here, 2-0 count. You don't want, if you're Millett, you don't want to throw it in the wheelhouse. You got first base open. You want to be careful and still hit a spot, throw your pitch.
So the 2-0 pitch. Ooh, he liked it. Just couldn't catch up with it.
No, and in fact, Millett did a really good job of just pounding that outside corner down knee high. That's a tough pitch to hit, 2-0. Makes it 2-1 count now.
Got his signal. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Another one right there. Strike 2.
Yeah, Millett did a great job to come back 2-0 to get that fastball kind of on the outside part with the good movement tailing away, and evens the count at 2-2 now. And instead of hitter's count, it's neutral. You got to be ready. In fact, you're behind basically 2-2.
Curveball. That's it. Just past the diving third baseman. That's going to move the runner. But heads up for Cameron Talbot to hang close in there on the base hit. So first hit in the ball game.
Yeah, really surprised after, obviously neutral count, you can throw whatever, but after those first 2 really good curveballs to come back, even the count, he goes with the curveball and leaves it a little bit up and in, and Spence just pounds that down that 5-6 hole, and third baseman's kind of hurting his, looked like maybe he hurt his wrist a little bit as he dives old Jaron Bradshaw, but if he doesn't knock that ball down, that's a base hit and probably ties the game.
That ain't his wrist he's holding out there, though. He's squatting there a little bit. I think might have knocked a little bit of the soup out of him. Strike 1 to Ben Harden.
Yeah, first-third situation here for Morgan. We'll see how they choose to play this, and then Canyon View, same thing defensively, but you got your 4-hitter Ben Harden. If you're Coach Jed Stewart, this is exactly who you want to see at the plate right now.
443 with 32 driven in. There goes the runner. They throw through. Nope. Ooh.
Really nice job. McClellan comes in from second base right behind the pitcher's mound, cuts that one off. They sold it like they were throwing it through, and he cuts that one off and zips it over to third base, but Palmer sliding in head first safely.
Good hustle there from Palmer. That was a ball, so leaving things up at 1-1. Still just the one out, but runners moved up. They're at second and third now. Well, Harden was there, but next pitch outside for ball 2.
Well, same thing. If you're Millett, you don't want to just give in to the 4-hitter right here with runners at second and third. I think you can still be smart about how you pitch to him. You have a base open. You don't necessarily need to get him out, but maybe he'll get himself out. What I mean by that, maybe chasing a pitch out of the zone or something that he's not looking for.
There's a pitch. He didn't mind that curveball, and that's going to get, nice running catch there by the center fielder, Trent Ludlow.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, one of my pet peeves as a base runner and even watching teams play is when you don't tag on any ball hit to the outfield. Right there, they don't score because he's not tagging. Yep. If that ball drops, you're going to walk in. You've got to make sure you're tagging up at third base. Yep. Once it's caught, you score. But instead, Ludlow dives out, catches it. The runner he's halfway down the line, got to go back, and he doesn't score. So
and he's diving, so he's got to come up throwing. So there's just,
Morgan with the
blunder. It doesn't come down as an error, but it's the
base running
blunder.
mistake that cost him a run right there. And Canyon View, fortunate they get the out without giving up a run.
BRB, base running blunder. Next pitch, hit right towards the shortstop. He's going to have to hurry. Good speed from the left-hand side, gets it. The 6-3 put out. Good job there from Asher Slack, flashing a little leather. So, no runs on one hit, and no errors, and 2 runners left on. So after 3.5, it's 1-0 Morgan. We'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field on TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field, 3A baseball state tournament bracket play, Morgan Trojans and the Canyon View Falcons. Morgan, little base running blunder there, cost them an opportunity to tie this ball game. So 1-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Canyon View will bring the 4-5-6 hitter. Brady Anderson, Zach Main, and Chandler McClellan. Brady Anderson, a 420 hitter with 16 driven in. 2 hits to 1. The team with the 2 hits leads the ball game.
Well, in a game like this, as close as it is and tough as it is to get base runners and move runners around, you can't be making mistakes on the base paths.
Brady Anderson takes ball 1 upstairs.
Game of inches, right? I mean,
from the left-hand side,
Ludlow lays out and he catches that one. He misses it by an inch, and that gets to the backstop and maybe for sure scores 2. But instead, he makes the catch, and then no tag up there at third base, and Canyon View comes in with the 1-0 lead still.
Ball 2, hitters count. Watch the good one go by there. Brady Anderson, the 420 hitter.
Yeah, he's a big, strong kid, just a junior pitcher, first baseman.
There he just throws the bat out. It's going to get him a base hit just over the shortstop, trying to get out there to field the baseball. 3rd hit in the ball game.
Yeah, give him credit. Not trying to do too much. Stayed within himself. Took the pitch that was on the outside half the plate. Throws the hands. Lets the bat do the work and gets himself a base hit.
Zach Main, 333, a home run and 21 driven in. We'll face Beck Sheffield. Yep, Going to go across the...
Pretty good timing as Sheffield throws over to first base right as Anderson's getting off. And it's pretty tough when you're going towards second base and got to turn around and get back that time. Really good timing of Sheffield, but Anderson safely back at first base.
So the first pitch squared, pulls it back, takes strike one.
And I don't mind the idea right there. You get Anderson.
How often do you see a catcher, somebody misplay the baseball there and you get the base?
Get him down to second base and give McClellan and Thomas a chance to drive him in and give yourselves a 2-run lead instead of just the one.
So the 0-1 pitch. Now he puts the bat on the ball, tries to bunt it, but bunts it foul.
Yeah, and he was really trying to direct that ball and get it down that first base line and, kind of left his right hand a little bit behind the ball instead of getting it out in front, catching it in front of the plate and getting the ball fair.
First baseman Ben Harden there has to hold the runner on so he can't charge too quick. That next pitch is upstairs for ball one.
Yeah, didn't look like he was going to bunt right there. Sometimes, you take the risk of if he doesn't bunt it fair with 2 strikes, he's going to be out. But a lot of times, too, you catch the defense off guard. You just stick with the play, and a lot of times batter will execute that bunt.
Next one's curveball that hit foul towards the third baseman, George Jensen. Count will remain 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, we'll do it again. Zach Main coming back and finding that piece of aluminum that he just deposited there at home plate. Or composite, whatever it might be. The new bats nowadays.
Probably some sort of composite.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Oh. Just late recognition on that curveball, but this got enough of the bat on it to foul it off and stay alive. Zach, a .333 hitter. He's got a home run and 21 runs driven in.
Yeah, just the 1 strikeout for Sheffield. These KMU batters have done a nice job putting the ball in play.
Next pitch, gets away from Barley, and base runner Anderson will move up.
Well,
ball 2.
That accomplishes what you were trying to do the first couple of times with trying to execute a sac bunt and move the runner. You get a freebie right there with the ball that gets away from the catcher, and now no outs and runner at second base.
Yeah, it looked like Sheffield might have fouled him up on the pitch. Yeah, hit right at the third baseman. Looks the runner back across the diamond for the put out.
Yeah, really nice play from the third baseman right there, George Jensen. Almost looked him back maybe a little too long. He didn't need to do that as much, but has plenty of a strong enough arm to get that ball across to first base in time because Maine was hustling down the line.
So we got 1 out. Runner at second base. That's Brady Anderson. Shannon McClellan, .346. 13 runs driven in.
McClellan squared it up his first time up, just hit it right to the right fielder. If you remember, he dropped the ball, and that was the first base runner either team had. McClellan was able to get to second base on that, but then the pop up the first baseman to end the inning following that from Jake Thomas.
Oh, the 1-0 pitch. On its way, that's hit toward the second baseman, up under. That's going to score a run. Base hit to center field.
Yeah, good piece of hitting from McClellan as he takes that pitch out over the outside part of the plate, drives it kind of up the middle on the right-hand side of second base, just out of the reach of the second baseman. Gets a single and an RBI.
So 2-0. Still just the 1 out. That's going to bring Jake Thomas to the plate. Jake, a .242 hitter, but he does have 2 home runs and 15 driven in. First pitch, curveball stays upstairs.
Yeah, and McClellan, we talked about him with the potential. He's a second highest stolen bases on the team with 6, so chance for potentially maybe a stolen base.
Next pitch in the dirt. for ball 2.
Yeah, good job from Bowerly right there to keep that one in front and make sure he didn't let that one get by him and give McClellan a free base. We've seen the free base given up to Anderson, and then the base hit from McClellan to give the 2-run cushion now for Canyon View. And that pitch comes in high. And that's going to be 3-0 now to Jake Thomas. So Sheffield really got to get a strike right here, come back and try to kind of come back on the count here. Doesn't want to give up another free base right there, and he does with the old automatic strike one right down the middle. So 3-1 count here with 1 out. C.J. McClellan at first base. Pretty much playing Thomas straight up. Here's the pitch. That's going to be hit right to the shortstop. He's going to flip it over to the second baseman, and he's going to go over to first base, but not in time for the double play, but they will get the 6-4 fielder's choice put out. But good job of Thomas at getting down the line and avoiding the double play. But that'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Zach Millett. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to the second baseman his first time up.
Yep, Zach comes in, hit .367, a home run and 9 driven in. Throw over. Not in time.
Making sure with 2 outs that they keep Thomas close. Don't want to let him get that extra step out there. Chance at stealing the base here with 2 outs.
Next pitch that's skied to the right-hand side. Are they going to have room? Nope. Just run out of time. They'd hit it between the fence to the dugout and the dugout floor.
Yeah, good effort right there from the first baseman, Ben Harden, going over there and paddling and trying to make sure that he had room without hurting himself either, but just out of reach.
2 outs in this 2-run ball game in favor of Canyon View Falcons right now. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Scheduled for 7. There goes the runner. Throw down. Up. They had a good jump there.
Yeah, Thomas with the nice stolen base right there. And that was the one reason that Sheffield was trying to throw over, keep him close, because, you know, with 2 outs, you might gamble a little bit more if you're Coach Jacobson and the Canyon View Falcons, because then you get a chance to drive him in with 2 outs versus just leave him stranded at first base.
Next pitch, that's going to get, nope, going to nestle in the glove there of Tracker Jones for out number 3, the F7.
And that ball was hit hard, but Jones playing deep right there in left field, able to just get on his horse and run back and make a nice play.
So 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors in the inning, and there was 2 runners left on base. So after 4 complete, 2-0, we'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field at teamhive.live and KSLSports.com.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field, and the Canyon View Falcons put another run up on the board to go up 2-0 here. We're going into the top of the 5th inning, scheduled for 7, and we'll be for however many of them go. Got Joe Williams at the helm here for teamhive.live and KSLSports.com. Zach Millett still on the mound for the Canyon View Falcons. He'll face Beck Sheffield, Ryder Waldron, and George Jensen. Right on right here. Sheffield struck out looking his first time up. First pitch. Upstairs for ball one.
Catcher kind of looked back right there. Calvez asking the umpire where that one was at. Felt like it was pretty close to a strike.
Swing and a miss. That one right down the middle. Beck Sheffield does have one home run, 423 average, 26 runs driven in.
Yeah, and he was caught looking his first time up.
Yep, on that good pitch to tail end fastball from the outside. That one stays down for ball two. Yeah, Millett's got some good movement. It's going to tail in on the right-handed hitters. That's what he did to Sheffield earlier. Started on the outside portion, caught just the corner with that tail in. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Strike two.
Yeah, and Morgan right now only has the one hit. Missed a chance to score a run last inning, but the outfielders are playing pretty shallow. If they could get into one, they have a chance to get one past the fielders out there and maybe, extend a single into a double, triple, even potentially. Yeah. I mean, Canyon View's challenging the hitters. Yeah, they're challenging the hitters.
Speed, yep.
You got room down the left field line, a lot of room. They're kind of playing the Morgan hitters to be behind the fastball, which for the most part they have been, but not real deep.
We've seen Trent Ludlow can cover a lot of space out there.
Well, it has. It's paid off, too, with the positioning.
Going to ring him up on a check swing. For out number one, and the fifth strikeout for Zach Millett. No base on balls, but he has hit the one batter. So just the one freebie thus far given up by the Canyon View Falcons. First pitch here to Ryder Waldron. Stays upstairs for ball one.
Yeah, very seldom have we seen Millett not throw first pitch strike, and for the most part he's been really good at getting that first pitch, whether it's fastball or curveball, in there for a strike.
Comes back with the curveball. That stays upstairs. Ball two. Say it louder. He didn't hear you.
Well, Waldron struck out swinging, so Millett just needs to take some time, come back and get it. But at the same time, if you're Waldron, you got to see a pitch, maybe try to get this count to 3-0.
Yep. Yeah, he tried. He just threw the hard one there, but just missed low.
Yeah, now you probably see another pitcher too right here trying to get a base runner because they haven't had many.
That's the first 3-0 count for Millett that I can see in my book. Strike one. What do you say, Joe? You over there? You asleep?
You're right.
All right. We woke him back up, Coach.
Well, 3-1 count right here. You either base hit, ball four. Ball four.
Or one in here hole. But he does. He comes, gets away. So first base on balls given up by Millett. There, a little chink in the armor. Base runner with one out. Brings up George Jensen, number 8 hitter, 283, 13 runs driven in. Done a good job at third base today for Coach Jeb Stewart.
Yeah, it really has. We've seen him make that really strong play, hold the runner at second base, and zip it across the field for a nice play from him at third base, showing off his strong arm.
Swing and a miss, and one up in the zone. Now Waldron, how many stolen bases he's got? He's really sneaking off over there.
Yeah, Waldron's got 17 of them. He's the leading stolen base leader on this team.
Hey, they heard you. Went over there, trying to keep him honest. Millett's pretty quick to the plate, so you better get a good jump if you're going to steal a base on him.
Yeah, and Calvez got a good strong arm behind the plate, so together he's got a...
Well, that's barreled up, but right at Trent Ludlow. He's going to come in for out number 2 on the F8.
Got just kind of a lazy fly ball to center field, and like I mentioned earlier, these outfielders for Canyon View are not playing real deep, so you got to put a charge into one and try to get them to back up so that those others become hits. But right now, Canyon View challenging the hitters, and so far it's paying off for him defensively.
So 2 outs. Runner on. Striker Jones takes ball 1.
Yeah, and this is where you might, if you're Coach Jed Stewart, take another chance at getting a stolen base right here. See if you can't get Waldron down there to second base and give Striker Jones a chance to drive him in with 2 outs.
Yeah, I was going to say take a chance and go on first movement. I think that's what he was about to do.
Yeah, as Millett throws over to Anderson there at first base. The lefty swipes the tag. But Waldron head first slide. He's a headsy base runner out there, you can tell.
Oh, I thought he was going to go take strike 1 there to Striker Jones.
Yeah, now maybe with strike 1 on him, he will take a pitch and try to get down to second base, but they might try to just play it straight up too and give Jones a chance to get a base hit and then get to the top of the order.
Millett's had good enough command. I wouldn't put it past the pitch out here.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
That's what Joe was over there saying. He thinks they're going to pitch out on this one. So we'll see if he's right or not. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Nope. Joe, you's wrong. I told you.
His crystal ball's not like yours.
Yeah. No, his is square. My crystal ball's round.
Now with 2 strikes, I think you got to get him running.
Yeah.
1-2 count, chance of maybe throwing a curveball or something off speed, something not in the zone.
There. Nope. Faked it.
Well, and even
Stuck
Caneyview, I think, maybe thinking the same thing. So they use that similar. It wasn't a pitch out, but let's throw the fastball up and away a little bit. If he chases, great. If not, it gives you a chance to throw out a runner if he does choose to go on that pitch.
Get Calvez up out of the stance. Oh, that one's hit right back over the top of us. We can even hear that one.
Yeah, good at bat so far.
Joe, you stay there. You can't go chase foul balls.
He's battling.
Got to watch these Team Hive guys. They'll get up and go take them baseball. I think they've been selling them up there in North St. Pete. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, outside on that one.
What do you bet he goes here on this pitch, Willie?
I'm guessing maybe.
Joe?
What do you think, Joe? Is he going? Full count, 2 outs?
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah. Joe says I think that was a yes. There he goes. And that ball's hit towards the shortstop. He comes in the hole. Going to have to come quick. No. And
that might score a run.
Hustle here. Yes, that is. That's going to score a run. And that's going to move the runner. So we're going to have 2 errors on that play.
So the reason that scores the runner too, Willie, you mentioned it. Full count, 2 out, runners going. So it's like a stolen base. If it's in there, you got to swing and hit it. If not, ball 4, he hits it to the shortstop, who makes a great play, but it was deep in the hole. Not going to get him at first base, but it pulled the first baseman, Anderson, off, and it gets past him. And because he's moving, he gets clear to third, and then so far for Anderson to go, he actually comes home. They try to get him at home, and it's too late, and then the runner, Striker Jones, advances to second base. So
they give him a hit on that.
I would too. It was probably, he's not going to get him even if he catches that clean. He was across the bag.
But yeah, all right, I'll go with that.
But then there's a throwing error.
Yeah.
After.
The throwing error, it moved him once, and the throwing error, and it moved him the second time. So strike 1 to Cameron Talbot. I'm going to stick with the 2 errors that I put down in my book. There was 2 throwing errors on the thing. I don't care if he was safe on the base hit. Next pitch. Curveball stays upstairs.
Hey, you all of a sudden get a little life in that Morgan dugout. You get some chatter going over there. Very easily could be a 2-2 game. You know, not one play wins or loses any game, but they sure are costly and they add up. Talking about where Morgan failed to tag up earlier in the game.
2 balls, 1 strike. That gets, are they going to call it hitting the
That's twice now. Yep. Talbot was hit by pitch his last at bat and gets hit again right there. So that's the second hit by pitch, and both of them to the leadoff batter, the shortstop Cameron Talbot.
Doesn't really hurt anybody but Cameron Talbot there because it puts the force play.
Yeah, there's a base open at first base, but nonetheless, you bring up Benton Palmer, who hit one sharply at the third baseman his last at bat.
Joe, that was heartless. It did hurt the batter. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Okay. Got 2 outs, 2 on. 2-1 ball game. Millett throws one by Benton Palmer for strike one.
I think Millett realizes I got to buckle down and just throw the hard stuff, challenge the hitters, and can't give up another hit or hit someone.
And those that they have squared up, so-called, have all been curveballs.
Yeah.
Strike 2.
Yeah, quickly 0-2, just challenging him with the fastball. He got Benton Palmer striking out swinging his first time, and like I said, he did hit a sharp one at the third baseman, but he's challenging the hitter right now.
Calvez sets up outside. Now it comes up and wants the high. Missed the right outside with it. Calvez had set up outside, then moved in and had that target up.
Yeah, and I've seen him a couple times where they've called it up. He'll move his glove a couple times. It's almost a sign that, hey, we're going to call it up, but everybody sees it, and then we're going to come back down.
Ooh. It's close.
Yeah, really good spot right there. Millett wanted strike 3, but it was outside, and he hit the glove, hit the spot, but just a little too far. He's going to have to make adjustment and bring that in with a 2-2 count here and 2 outs.
Millett deals. That ball's fouled off to the right-hand side.
Yeah, and any little blooper probably scores Triker Jones from second base. And you got good speed on the bases in Jones at second and Talbot at first.
Millett steps off, steps back on. Palmer's back in the batter's box. It's 2-2. 2 outs. Nope.
Oh, really good scoop there from Calvez as that ball kind of one hop skips a fastball down in the dirt, and he scoops it. Otherwise, both runners advance.
Yep. And I was going to say, that's the pitch you wanted to make, because now full count, runners are going to be off with 2 outs.
Yep, they'll be moving again.
Something in the gap's going to score 2 runs. Here's the pitch. That's hit to the right-hand side. First baseman's going to get there, did he? Yes. So on the 4-3 putout, that ends the rally. But they do come up with the 1 run. They do it on 1 hit. There were 2 errors in the inning and 2 runners left on base. So after 4.5, it's 2-1 in favor of the Canyon View Falcons. We'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field on TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at Larry H. Miller Field. Brigham Spence. Nope. I better get the right team over here.
Jaron
Bradshaw. Swings and misses at first pitch. Takes next pitch outside for ball one. 2-1 ball game here. In favor of Canyon View at bat, the home team. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Strike two. Big cut there from Jaron Bradshaw.
He's had 2 big cuts, and so far missed both of those as Sheffield able to get him to swing over the top.
Matt Sheffield coming in with 64 pitches. Curveball stays up. Even things up at 2-2.
Sheffield's not overpowering out there, but he's been really consistent. He's done a good job kind of mixing up his pitches, and doesn't have a lot of strikeouts, just the 1 strikeout, but he's pitched to contact and had good defense behind him.
2-2 pitch on its way, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Yeah, both of his strikeouts to Jaron Bradshaw, both times swinging. But like I said, pitching to contact and letting the defense work behind him.
Yep, 2 strikeouts in the ballgame, just as you said, both of them to Jaron Bradshaw, but that'll get him back to the top of the order. Trent Ludlow, 398, 3 home runs, 27 driven in, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Scored 1 of the 2 runs.
Yeah, Ludlow's got great speed too, and I really like how he runs the bases. It's just aggressive.
And he's going to get that one to right field.
That's a home
laid
run.
Out. That's, yep. Well, he might have got just enough of his glove on it to slow it down, but we'll see what they're going to test the arm. Nope.
Nope. It would have been exciting to see.
It would have been close.
Ludlow halfway down the third baseline, and Coach Jacobson gets him back, and he heads back to third, but the right fielder for Morgan, Benton Palmer, laid out as that one was right down the right field line. He misses it, and it gets down to the corner, but he hustles and gets the ball and gets it back in, and Ludlow stand-up triple.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe he got just a little bit of glove on it because the ball seemed to slow down there. We're going to give him the hit anyway, but laying out like that.
Yep.
The 5th hit in the ball game for the Canyon View Falcons. With 1 out, they got their 3rd run possibilities, standing there at third base. 90 feet. Well, with the leadoff, he's at about 80 feet.
And runs have been a premium here for both these 2 teams, and so to get a leadoff triple, Coach Jacobson's really got to love that, because Morgan comes back in the top half and gets a run and cuts us to a 1-run game, 2-1, and then they get a leadoff triple and maybe get that run back.
Yeah, the 1 out, that's lifted to right field. Going to come in. The runner's going to test it now. Here's the throw to the plate. No, can't handle it.
No, if that ball would have been on the other side of home plate, he might have had a chance at getting him, but it was in the left-handed batter's box, and he tried to catch it and come back around and never made the catch clean.
Tried to scoop and tag and couldn't come up with it. It had to be that. The only way it could have worked.
Yeah, so the sac fly from Asher Slack gets the job done, and smart base running where Trent Ludlow tags up.
So 3-1. 2 outs. That brings up the number 3 hitter, Cameron Calvez, 434, 7 home runs, 33 runs driven in. So ever dangerous. Cameron Calvez, first pitch. Ooh. Swung, started to swing, held up. Umpire said no.
Kind of a check swing, and like you said, too far, he couldn't hold it back.
He ain't getting away with that, old Blue says. Another one just like that one. Boy, he left that one up a little.
Yeah,
a little higher than he wanted to, I think. Calvez had a good swing on that one.
That was a curveball, and they want to throw curveballs to Calvez, but they've got to be able to throw them where they drop on the plate or even before the plate. They want to leave one hanging to him.
Setting up way outside. That one stays upstairs for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-run lead for Canyon View as they bat in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, you start to hear some chuckles from the crowd and the fans over there. Morgan, the coaches, they didn't like that one, but it was outside right where the catcher was set up.
Yep, trying to get Calvez to go. He squares one up there, hits it to the center fielder just past the shortstop.
Well, we've talked a lot, Willie, in in pitchers wasting pitches, right? They get up in the count, early in the count, and then they waste pitches. And I felt like that's what Sheffield did. He's wasted 2 pitches and even the count, and then he had to throw one right down the middle. He didn't have to, but he did. Left it hanging for Calvez to drive it in.
Number 7, Cannon Williams will be the runner.
Good at bat for Calvez to pick up that single.
3 stolen bases for Cannon Williams on the season. Sheffield goes over there to keep him honest. Brady Anderson, 420 average, 16 runs driven in, hitting from the cleanup spot tonight for Coach Jason Jacobson. That pitch up.
Yeah, we've seen Anderson make some nice plays there at first base. He is 1 for 2. He flew out to center field and then had a base hit for a single his last at bat.
Next pitch. Upstairs. Not quite as high, but same result. Ball 2. Hitters count.
Yeah, Anderson, left-handed batter, big, strong, tall. Got a good arm, too. Pitches and plays first base.
Curveball in there for strike 1.
Yeah, and you could tell he was taken all the way right there on that 2-0, especially if it was a curveball. He was looking for a fastball only.
Next pitch, there's that fastball, but hit right at the second baseman. Going to go to first base for the final out, the 4-3 put out. But Canyon View, they come up with 1 run. They do it on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. At the end of 3 complete, it's 3-1. We'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field on TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at Larry H. Miller Field for TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com for 3A state tournament bracket baseball. Canyon View Falcons hold a 3-1 lead going into the top of the 6th inning. Morgan Trojans will bring the 3, 4, and 5 hitter. Brigham Spence, Benjamin Harden, and Luke Barley. Brigham Spence, 1 for 2 in the ball game.
Yeah, Morgan looking to try to cut into this lead down to their last 6 outs.
Yep, Zach Millett still on the mound. I had him coming in with 78 pitches. Can go to 110. First pitch. Strike 1. Swinging.
You know, Millett looks like he's just as strong here to start the 6th inning as he was to start the game. Just done a nice job out there on the mound for the Canyon View Falcons and Coach Jason Jacobson.
Well, it's the 3rd time through. We've seen that work to a couple teams' advantages in the tournament, but so far, like you said, he looks strong.
Well, and I think his best pitch is fastball. You know, when he spots the fastball and just really just goes after these hitters, he's been dynamite.
Next pitch, that's that fastball, the outside portion. It misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Millett pitching with a 2-run lead here in the top of the 6th inning. Morgan down to their last 6 outs. Ooh, curveball. Nice stop there by Cameron Calvez. I've been impressed with his play behind the plate.
Yeah, Calvez has done a great job, like you say, catching and scooping and blocking, but also just a strong arm. He's a threat to throw out any runner, and so it's kind of helped these help Canyon View keep these Morgan runners from just taking off, because they do like to steal bases. They have 93 stolen bases on the season.
So the count goes full. Brigham Spence trying to work himself on, a 346 hitter with 22 runs driven in. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Next pitch, going to get him window shopping. At number 1, and that's the 6th strikeout for Millett.
Yeah, nice job. He got ahead early and kind of fell behind right there, let the count get full, but he comes back with the fastball and
just like you said, blows it by him.
Yeah, and it you got to be swinging if you're Morgan right now. You can't be watching strike 3 go by.
Ben Harden, 443, 32 runs driven in. First pitch, curveball's outside for ball 1.
They struggled lately getting that curveball in there for a strike, which, hey, your fastball's your best pitch, but you want to show that you can still throw the curveball and you still want to be able to try to establish it.
Outside. Well, sometimes when you tire, that first thing that's going to go is that curveball. The mechanics on that one.
Yeah, one thing he's done a really good job of is being ahead of the hitters. Right now he's behind 2-0.
Next pitch. That's going to get the upper portion of the strike zone for strike 1.
Yeah, and Harden, he's put the bat on it pretty good both times, but they've just been to center field and nothing hit real super hard. And Ludlow out there, probably one of the best outfielders we've seen so far.
Curveball. There it was. He did show it to him, but it was outside for ball 3. So the count goes full. But you have to show it to him, especially good hitters like Harden. Can't let him just sit on that fastball. Right there, got a piece of that fastball for strike 2.
Yep, but same thing. I think you challenge him, and if you're Harden, you got to expect to see the best pitch is going to be a fastball. But at the same time, anything close with 2 strikes, you got to be swinging. Can't go down watching pitches this late in the game.
This that foul to the right-hand side. Stay alive. That was the 6th pitch in the at-bat from Millett. Millett came in with 78 pitches. Unless something gets out of hand, he looks like he's got enough left to go the full 7. Base on balls.
Yeah, good at bat from Ben Harden that time, and that's going to bring the tying run to the plate for Morgan in Luke Bowerly.
Second base and ball, and Bowerly's one of them that you don't want there. He's got one of the 2 home runs on the team. 440 hitter, 23 runs driven in. That's inside. Ball 1.
Yeah, there's been not one time, as here we go. I was just going to say nobody from Canyon View's even bothered to come out, but I was kind of curious right there. Now they are going to bring someone out of the dugout and talk it over. They may even make a pitching change.
Yeah, he looked like he motioned to somebody.
I don't know if that was just waving everybody in, let's talk right here or not, but I like what this is doing for Canyon View. You got to come out and talk to Millett, let him know you've dominated this whole game. Take your time, throw strikes, no walks. Yeah, we just walked a guy, but that's all right. You get a ground ball, we get a chance for a double play. And if you're Morgan, you see Millett stay in the game right now like he is. You've got to try to work the count, make it tough on him to throw strikes and give yourselves a chance to get back in this game. trailing 3-1 here with just one out with a runner at first base. So Millett will stay in there, but I like what Coach Jacobson did and sending his pitching coach out there just to talk to Millett in the infield and just settle him in right here. But Bowerly stands in with the 1-0 count here. One out, and Ben Harden at first base. Bowerly is 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out to shortstop his last time up. Here's the pitch, and he's going to watch strike one go right down the middle, so that evens the count at 1-1. And so far that worked exactly what Coach Jacobson wanted to see.
Yep, come out, pep talk. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first. Strike 2.
It's almost like they went out there and just said, listen, Zach, you got better stuff than they got hitters. Throw fastballs. Got great defense behind you. If they hit it, we'll make plays. And boom, just like that, 1-2 count.
Yeah, the only errors they've had tonight have been throwing errors. So there's one hit through the second baseman. One, they're not going to get the second one, but they do get the lead runner.
Yeah, nice job, McClellan out there at second base. He's had a good game. Gets the lead runner for out number 2. Bowery hits into that fielder's choice.
That'll bring up Beck Sheffield. Comes in hitting .423, a home run, 26 driven in. He struck out twice.
Yeah, he could definitely help himself out as he's been the pitcher, and right now he stands to get the loss.
And if anything, the Canyon View outfield has moved in a step or two. If you get something in the gap, ooh, that's going to get the runner to second base. Ball gets away from Cameron Calvez.
Yeah, not many balls get away from him. He's kind of upset with himself right there, but Coach Jacobson comes out of the dugout just to talk and let him know, hey, keep the runner close at second base, because the outfield, like you say, is already playing shallow. There's a chance that he's not going to score on a little base hit because of where the outfield's playing, but they want him to keep him close at second base.
Well, and the guy at the plate's the run you got to worry about, because that's the tying run.
Yeah.
Takes called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, and we talked about it earlier in the game today. Sometimes you trade outs for runs. You want to make sure you get this guy at the plate out on anything hit. You don't want to worry about that runner at second base.
Strike 3. Struck him out. I only had 1 strike, but no runs on no hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So after 5.5, it's 3-1. Canyon View Falcons will be back at teamhive.live and kslsports.com.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson, as we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Larry H. Miller Field on the campus of Brigham Young University. You're on teamhive.live and kslsports.com covering the 3A State Baseball Tournament bracket play. First day of bracket play, Mother Nature moved us around a little bit. So got some things stirred up enough that the number 1 and number 2 in the 3A classification have both gone down to defeat today. Got number 3 trying to avoid that. They're up 3-1 right now.
Yeah, and you talked about it. It's just bracket play, so it's really a 4-team double elimination tournament. The winners of each bracket, bracket 1 and bracket 2, will then play a 3-game series, best of 3 for the state championship.
Zach Main fouls off the first pitch from Beck Sheffield. Beck still in the ball game. Had him coming in with 81 pitches.
He's done a good job, you know. He just gave up the 6 hits and the 3 runs. But overall, he's been consistent and done a good job out there. Zach Main at the plate, 0 for 2. Ground out to Sheffield and then grounded out to the third baseman, George Jensen, his last at-bat.
Strike 1 there on the 1-1 pitch. Yeah, been very efficient thus far. Like you say, give up 6 hits, 3 runs. There's one that's squared up to the, well, not squared up, but at least lifted over the shortstop head into short left field for the base hit. And the lead runner on for Canyon View.
Yeah, that single just kind of blooped over the shortstop and in between him and the left fielder for a base hit. And now Coach Jacobson's got McClellan coming to the plate. And I'm not sure if he's going to, I think he's going to bring a runner in for Maine, yeah.
Yep. Maine's leading off there. See if we can get a number here for Zach Maines.
Bringing in the white cleats here.
Yeah.
Showing a little speed.
That 34.
Yeah, 34 is Ryder Miller.
Miller.
Sophomore, 1 stolen base on the season. Obviously, he's got some good speed, and Coach Jacobson recognizes 1 more run would sure be nice going into the 7th to have a 3-run lead instead of a 2-run lead.
Well, working with no outs. Brings up Chandler McClellan, 316, 13 runs driven in. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Squares to bunt. Bet you they want that extra run.
Yep. And I don't think it's going to come as a surprise to Morgan that they're going to bunt. So Jacobson's going to probably stick with it and just try to get this bunt down, move the runner safely to second base.
You have 1 pitch. I think that did 2 things. That throw over to see if the batter would give himself up.
Yep.
But also keep Mr. Miller close over there.
Yeah, and he's got to get a good primary lead, and then he's got to work on his bunt jumps, moving up towards second base, see it on the ground before he goes.
Yep, squares, and just fouled it off.
Yeah, not able to get that bunt down with the second pitch. So strike 2 now to McClellan.
And I was watching Ryder Miller. He had gone back on the delivery there. Maybe he thought that Sheffield was coming his way again, but so the 0-2 pitch. On its way. Ooh, I thought I was going to just moved his.
Yeah, I thought he was going to ring him up too there. Caught third strike watching, but
faked this out, didn't he?
It looks like Jacobson's going to let McClellan swing the bat. I got him.
Well, Sheffield ain't. Sheffield going to set him down for his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Jake Thomas, 242, 2 home runs, 15 runs driven in. Popped up to the first baseman and got on the 6'4" fielder's choice. Ooh, swing and a miss. He was looking to put 2 of them up there, wasn't he?
Yeah, Sheffield, a really nice pitch right there. Looked like a curveball on the outside part of the plate, and Thomas come out of his shoes on that one.
Gonna go across. Nope. Not a great big lead for Ryder Miller over there. Bottom of the 6th inning here, 3-1 ball game, 1 out. Canyon View still batting with a runner at first base and a 1-1 count on Jake Thomas, the number 7 hitter. Ryder Miller at first base. Next pitch. Ooh, just off the end of the bat. Strike 2.
Thomas looking to get his first hit of the game and keep this inning alive and see if they can't get that one extra insurance run that they desperately need.
1-2 pitch on its way. That's hit to center field. Brigham Spence camps under that. He's got it for out number 2 on the F8. I'm going to have to get Joe to talk to the people to get that clock off the scoreboard out there. It reminds me what time it is. It's past my bedtime. Got me yawning over here.
Yeah, 2 outs now, and Sheffield give him a lot of credit. He's battled. He's done a nice job. He's held a really good Canyon View team down to just 3 runs so far. Scattered 7 hits, and trying to get this third out and give his team a chance to come up and hit.
Zach Millett hits one right at Brigham Spence. He's going to put it for the L8 and out number 3. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on. After 6 complete, it's 3-1. We'll be back at Larry H. Miller Field at teamhive.live and KSLsports.com.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Ready, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field. 3A, first day bracket play in the 3A state tournament. Mother Nature moved us here, split us up, Salt Lake Community College and here at Brigham Young University. Everything was supposed to go to Gates Field there at Kearns, but Mother Nature wasn't going for that. So we're here in the top of the 7th inning. One more chance for the Morgan Trojans to come up with at least 2 runs to extend their chance to beat the Canyon View Falcons. They'll bring 7, 8, and 9. Ryder Waldron, George Jensen, and Tracker Jones. Zach Millett still on the mound. Hits right at shortstop for out number 1.
That's what you want to see if you're Coach Jacobson. First pitch, get a line drive out for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the 8-9 hitter and 2 outs to go for Morgan.
Yep, came in with 94 pitches. He can go to 110, so. George Jensen, 0 for 2. First one's in the dirt, ball 1.
Good. Jensen, the third baseman's done a nice job for this Morgan team.
Yes, he has. One 0 pitch. Oh, that goes behind his head.
You know, Millett has walked 1, he's walked 2 batters and hit 2 batters, but other than that, he's been really good. And that one's probably the first ball that's really got away from him.
2-0 pitch. Hit foul down the third baseline. He's count 2-1. Jensen grounded out the third and flew out to the center fielder.
Yeah, Jensen's trying to do anything he can to get on base and bring up the tying run. But Millett comes right down the middle with the fastball and just paints the knees right there, right down the middle.
2-2. Jensen steps out. He's back in. Millett's got the signal. Ready to deal. Here it is. Nope. Calvas was laid out there.
He was too, wasn't he? Basically saying, Millett, if you're going to miss low right here. Don't give him anything that's up in the zone he can drive.
Full count. Here's the pitch. That's going to get in there for a base hit. Shortstop was able to field it, but wisely held up.
Yeah. And that one jammed him right off the handles, but he gets it between that 5-6 hole. It does allow the shortstop, Asher Slack, to go over there and get it off the one hop, but no chance at all to even make the throw. And that's only the third hit of the game for the Morgan Trojans. Millett's done a nice job all game and trying to close this one out.
Here's the pitch. Strike one. To the number 9 hitter, Triker Jones.
Yeah, and Triker Jones 1 for 2. Ground out to third and then a single, and you get to the top of the order. Cameron Talbot on deck is 0 for 1 with 2 hit by pitches.
Next pitch. Misses for ball 1. Yeah, he was the one on the 2 throwing errors. Hit that ball deep to the shortstop, beat it out, but then 2 throwing errors. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Calvez is going to go. Ball's a called strike.
You know, and you got to like what Calvez did right there. You know, he come up like he's going to throw the ball to first base. He knows better than to throw it. No chance of throwing a ball away, but he just lets the runner on first know that I'm aware of you and I'm going to keep you close.
Curve ball misses.
That evens the count now 2-2. So Triker Jones got to be aggressive on anything in the zone with 2 strikes.
He'll let steps off. He didn't like how far George Jensen was getting off the base there. So Wiseman, don't throw, just step off, put him back there.
Yeah, shook off the sign, so we'll see what he throws here on 2-2.
Down and away for ball 3.
Yeah, and this is a situation 3-2. You know, I'm not sure how Coach Jed Stewart's going to handle it, if he's going to try to get the runner moving or just let this pitch play out.
Second time he's gone back-to-back full counts. But that ball's hit towards the shortstop. Slack to second for 1. Oops. But they're not going to get the lead runner.
Yep, that's one of those where Coach Stewart maybe rethinks that and says, I wish I would have got him running, but you don't want to get doubled up and end a game right there too on a line drive. But had the runner been moving, he'd probably safe at second base, but still probably get the one out at first base and not worth, you know, it's one of those, is the risk worth the reward? And probably not in that situation. So Morgan down their last out.
Cameron Talbot, the leadoff hitter. This one fouled to the right side. So 0-1, 2 outs. Canyon View holding the 2-run lead. There is the tying run at the plate. That's Cameron Talbot, a 280 hitter, 8 runs driven in on the season.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Stewart and the Morgan Trojans, you want to see your top of the lineup up in this situation.
Yeah. I've been on twice with getting hit by Zach Millett. That ball's hit up the middle. There's the gun up. Don't try and steal on that guy there. He got the best arm in the outfield right there.
Yeah, they're just going to go one base at a time, but a base hit from Talbot keeps the inning alive.
2 out base hit. Put runners at first and second. Brings the go-ahead run to the plate. That's Benton Palmer, a 322 hitter. 11 driven in. Strikeout, ground out to third, and ground out to second.
That Coach Stewart comes up and throws a foul ball earlier into the umpire and gives Benton Palmer a little words of encouragement.
First pitch, swing and a miss.
Yeah, good healthy hack right there from Palmer, but not able to connect on that one.
So shorten up here and just see if you can't put something in play in a gap.
Yeah, Millett just pounds the zone right there on the outside part of the plate for strike 2.
Yep, they're playing off at first base, so Benton Palmer's got Cameron Talbot's got a huge lead out there. So if they could somehow get something in the gap. The 0-2 pitch. Ooh, fouled it off back here. Stay alive, 0-2. One more whack.
Yeah, and you've definitely got to be fouling off pitches, doing everything you can to stay alive. You can't be watching any pitches if you're Benton Palmer. And like you said, anything down the line or in a gap, you might be able to score. Cameron Talbot, good speed at first base.
Ooh, curveball. Was able to foul that one off.
We haven't seen a lot of curveballs of late from Millett. His fastball's been really good, and you know, he's thrown it on occasion here and there, but not really able to dial it in like he was early in the game, but he hasn't had to as good as his fastball's been.
Ball's up.
Yeah, you got to be careful too if you're Triker Jones out there at second base. You don't want to get backpicked on a ball getting thrown behind you from the catcher to the shortstop and ending this game. You want to still get that good primary lead and be aggressive on the secondary, but you got to be smart bouncing back after the pitch.
I show him at 115 pitches now if he had 94 coming in. This is the 6th pitch in the at-bat to Benton Palmer. Ain't that what he said, 94 coming in? Swing and a miss, doesn't matter. Stuck him out. No runs on one hit. There were no errors in the inning. There was 2 runners left on base. So the final score here at the Larry H. Miller Field, the Kenya View Falcons 3, the Morgan Trojans 1. We'll be back with some final thoughts here at Larry H. Miller Field. TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. Final score 3-1. And the final numbers for the Morgan Trojans, they come up with the 1 run. They did it on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 7 runners left on base. The Kenya View Falcons, they score 3. They had 7 hits, 2 errors as well, and 4 runners left on base. So, Coach, final thoughts?
Just really impressed, you know, that both these 2 teams played really well for the most part. You know, yeah, just the 2 errors and the 1 error. I guess it was 2 and 2, right?
Yeah.
They missed the 1, but for the most part, and they were just on some throwing errors on trying to make a play that maybe the extraordinary play that it was out of the just ordinary, and so wasn't blatant errors or mistakes that way. There was 1 costly base running mistake. I felt like that Morgan, when they didn't tag up and score, it's maybe a 3-2 game, and then maybe you play things a little differently. You only need 1 run instead of 2 runs in this last
inning. All you got to do is push that 1 run across to tie the ball game. Yeah,
I think that was very costly for Morgan. But you know, I was really impressed with Millett on the mound. I thought he had great command of his fastball. On the flip side of that, give Beck Sheffield some credit. He held a really good Canyon View team down, scattered just the 7 hits and give up the 3 runs. But both these 2 pitchers went the distance and did a great job and kept the hitters off balance for the most part.
Beck Sheffield did not walk a batter according to my unofficial
counts.
He had the 3 strikeouts, had the 2 errors behind him. So, yeah, he's going to be the losing pitcher, but it was a valiant effort to hold the Canyon View Falcons to 3 runs. Zach Millett will get the win. Held the Morgan Trojans to the 3 hits and just the 1 run. So Canyon View will move on, and they will play tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll play tomorrow night against Emory here at 6:30. The game prior to that will be Grantsville and Morgan at 4 o'clock.
So that's the lineup for tomorrow. Nolan Anderson and I will, we're going to stay down in Sevier County and handle the start of the final week of 2A. Will be in the consolation bracket. It'll be a game between the South Sevier Rams and the Monticello Buckaroos. So I want to thank everybody for listening. And he's Nolan Anderson. This is Willie Akers signing off for TeamHive.live and KSLSports.com. Thanks, Joe.